Alright, now that we've got our falchion, we're finally ready for Ivory King. So we're heading to Elaine Lois. So, nothing much interesting going on here. Just getting through this area pretty much the same way we did before, except now we're a lot stronger. RTSR, we can one-shot these guys with magic arrows. Makes them a bit faster. And when we get to Lame Lois, we're going to want our dark arrows. We have just enough damage that we should be able to three-shot the Spellswords and Lame Lois, the common soldier enemies, with dark arrows. And that's going to help out a bit at the start here. Okay. We'll trigger the cutscene and then light the bonfire. Save some time. That wind can stagger you, which is not a hit, it's a cutscene. But you can avoid it by lighting the bonfire. Okay, and now, for one of the most annoying Forlorn invasions in the game, we would like to just run past all of these enemies, but we can't. Because if we do, and then we get invaded by Forlorn, we're basically dead. There's not a lot we can do. It's very, very dangerous. So instead, let's take it very slow, throw a ton of alluring skulls, and snipe all of these enemies. It's very annoying, very slow, because it's very easy to just run past all of these guys with just a couple of skulls. But we can't take that chance. So we'll three-shot them with dark arrows. They have 850 health. This is very close. We have just barely enough damage to kill them. And that's with 15 strength, 86 dex. You only need 83 dex to get the kill in 3 shots. Oh, forgot the skull. That's never good. That's alright, we kind of want to lure him through there anyway. Now for the dogs. We'll snipe them if we can as they're running up here. But then we'll just lure them back through this narrow hallway where they're much easier to shoot. There's one more. There he is. Okay, so the Forlorn invasion is at the bottom of these stairs where we can get into the snow. And if we hadn't cleared out all those enemies, it would be extremely dangerous. We'd have nowhere to run. We're basically stuck. But since we did clear the enemies, slow as it was, Forlorn won't bother us here. We can easily kill him if he shows up. But he's not, So now we can run past everything. No need to kill stuff anymore. Throw a skull and watch out for those guys. That one and this next one on the ledge coming up especially. It takes them a moment to lock onto the skull, so their first shot might still be targeting you. Be careful of it. Okay, we're going to run around this corner. Sometimes their shots can go through walls, so you want to watch out. Plan your attack carefully. We're going to either kill or stagger that guy off the edge, either works. Toss the skull into the corner here, and here's where it gets tricky. I'm going to roll through these, and the dog's going to attack those crates. Dogs aren't attracted by skulls, but he's trying to get to us and the crates are in his way, so we'll attack them every time. But you need to take out that dog before they get undistracted by the skull, before he turns around and attacks you. You need to watch out because the dog's hitbox can hit you even when you're behind him. So it's a bit tricky. Right, now we're through. Those enemies won't follow us down here. So now we kill some stuff again. We're going to want Flins and Stone Ring. Stone Ring's pretty useful for these guys. We're going to try and bait these enemies into doing a lunging or jumping attack. It's pretty easy to do if you stand in the right spot. You want to get them to come at you over flat ground. You won't always get it, like didn't get it this time. So you need to be prepared to deal with their other attacks, but hopefully you won't have to. Most of the time, you can get the lunging or jumping attack and get an easy backstab, but you do still need to know their other attacks. Kill the one sitting down, he's easy, and we're going to lure this guy. Stand not in the back corner, but a little forwards, so you're kind of on flat ground for him. Hopefully we'll bait him into a lunging attack. Yep, there it is. Easy backstab. And that works most of the time. Okay, now for this guy on the ledge, you could shoot him, or you could just let him shoot at you. Hide, duck behind here for the first one. Run out. Dodge his second shot, and stab him. Make sure you have the stone ring or you won't stagger, and then you die. Don't forget it. And after he's dead, you drop down here and backstab this guy. He's very slow to turn around. Okay, and now we're going to try to go into archer mode. These upcoming golems can be killed with arrows. They can be poisoned pretty easily. You won't always get it. Sometimes they'll shield too quickly. So you need to be prepared to fight them in melee, which is not too difficult. You can backstab them pretty easily. But hopefully we won't have to. Yep, we got this one. Alright, now the reason we cleared out all of these enemies was so we could get through this gate safely. But it's also because of Forlorn. So you could just run past this next golem and it would be fine if Forlorn doesn't invade. But there's a chance of Forlorn invading, so we have to kill him anyway. So you could do the same thing, try and poison him. I'm just going to get his attention and then fight a melee to show how it's done, hopefully. They're pretty easy to get around. That's the one attack you don't want to see, but you can still roll through it. Okay, now this is where Forlorn can invade. Looks like he's not showing up, but if he was, the path is clear. We could go backwards. We have plenty of room to kite him. Not difficult at all. Since Forlorn didn't invade, now we don't have to kill any more enemies. We can just run. Not much threat left anymore. So now we can get the Aava Priestess. So Aava will no longer be invisible. There we go. Now while we're here, I'm also going to get the next bonfire and take out this enemy, because we do need to pass this through this way again, and this guy doesn't respawn. So it's good to kill him now. If all goes perfectly according to plan, we will not need the next bonfire, so we could skip it. But it's nice to have, in case anything does go wrong. So we'll light that bonfire, and then we will return to fight Aava. 5 free learning skulls, by the way. Might as well. Okay, now for Aava. The first time you fight Aava, it can be an extremely difficult battle. She has some weird dodge timings. It can be hard to get used to. But in a no-hit run, after you've learned her moves, after you've learned when to dodge, it's incredibly easy to no-hit. Aava has no quick attacks. She broadcasts everything she does. There are no surprises in this fight. It's very easy in a no-hit run. We're going to use a Fire Resin because that's what she's weakest to. And this should be no trouble at all, as long as you're patient. There's no rush either. So you can afford to take this nice and slow and safe. We're not going to lock on to Aava because it actually causes a lot of our attacks to miss. It's easy to whiff under her legs. If you're ever not sure what Aava's doing, you can just run away. Then you'll either be able to get out of range of her next attack or see it coming and have time to react. But our general strategy is to roll through her paw swipes and hit her in the back legs. If you don't know what she's doing, you can just get away. Once again, slow attacks. You'll see everything coming. There are no surprises in this fight. Oh, that's not the attack I thought it was, but that's fine. Looked like she was doing the explosion for a moment there. Down she goes. Easy fight. Just maintain patience and you'll have no trouble. Assuming, of course, you've learned the attacks and learned the timings, which does take a bit of practice. We're pretty much done with the first part of Lame Lois. We're just going to unfreeze it, and that'll be it. First we have to open some big doors and go through some dialogue. There we go. And that's a split.